Carolina Tony here. Today the road brings me to Piedmont, South Carolina, and we are beginning a new series entitled Get to Know Your State. We will be focusing on small towns across the state of South Carolina, and eventually we'll be doing other states as well. But today we are going to begin in Piedmont, and we're going to show you around the town, tell you what makes this town different than some of the others, and show you some of the things that we think are interesting here. And we'll get started right after this station identification. In 1876, the first stage of the plant, mill number 1, it was fully operational with 5,000 spindles. Building continued, and they added 4 more buildings. The dam was spanned the river to provide the electrical power for both plants. In the beginning, it was operated by a belt-driven hydro-powered system, but later it was updated to hydroelectric. I'm gonna guess that the bridge went across the dam right there where we don't see any bridge anymore. You can see the steps leading up, as well as on the opposite side. There's nothing there any longer because it was just in 2020 that the bridge was washed away during a flood. This dam is the oldest continual power producing dam in the state of South Carolina. It still is producing power today. There is part of the walkway that went across the dam to the other plant. Around 1946, the mills were sold to J.P. Stevens and Company. There were new buildings that was added, but around 1977, the mill ceased most of its operations and completely closed in 1983. Now has been turned into an event venue. We are standing where the original mill stood. This is what's left of the foundation where the original plant was. In the late 1800s, the cotton prices fell. That drove the field workers from the fields into the factories. By 1900, the cotton prices started going up. That increased the need for more manufacturing. So they had to build more buildings and they required more workers. But where would they get these workers? This is where planning a community, a manufacturing community, came into play. So right over my head, all of that you see on the hill was known as a mill village. The folks that built these textile mills, they needed workers, so therefore they needed to have somewhere to keep all the workers. There wasn't a lot of cars and transportations back then, so what they did is they built a city right at the foot of the mill, or they built a city right next to the mill, known as the mill village. And not only did they build places for them to live, they built schools, they built libraries, churches, and also stores, places for them to buy groceries and food. Everything that you needed in a small textile town was right here. One of the things that the mill owners would do in order to get workers is they would go to nearby counties, such as Transylvania County, over on the other side of the mountains into North Carolina, and recruit workers and bring them back here, and they would live in communities where not only would they work with each other, but they would know each other because they all came from the same place. Where I'm standing now would have been one of the entrances to this massive textile factory. And how I know that is right here is the remnants of a guard shack. And you can see the gate right here. This is where workers would enter to go to work. This is the old guard shack. The workers would enter right through here and go about their busy day. In 2020, Piedmont had a population of just a little over 5,100 people. Right behind me is the First Baptist Church. It's been here since 1879, so it was put here as part of the mill community, as well as there are other churches here and schools. That is going to do it for our trip here to Piedmont, South Carolina. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give me a big old thumbs up. Be sure to share this video with your family and friends. There's more to follow. But until next time, have a good day.